Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day. There's only one of me, but there's over 3,000 of you, and that's because of all of you. So thank you. I appreciate that. I hope that comes across in my videos. I talked a little bit on the live stream that I am going to continue on with the channel, and I would like to make just some minor changes because I'd like to put up some passion projects which will be like Remember When's, but they'll have to do with some crime. So not so great Remember When's. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. A little bit more polished. Um, these are not so polished. However, this video is more polished than I expected it to be because you should see the video that I have before this. Okay, I went to Fancy's channel, GoodWives Network, to see the chromosomal disorder. And I got it. I got it. But now this isn't really about that anymore. However, I want to say this. I recommend that you guys listen to that. Also, Fancy is asking that those who want to help fund her endeavor about her project, about what she originally was supposed to do, which was put, a scripted drama, I think it was, and or a documentary about the Gypsy Rose Blanchard or Dee Dee Blanchard's case out there. She's asking, she'll share the medical records with you. I don't know if you're able to download them or not, but also to help fund her project. I think I'm going to do that, to be honest with you. I've been thinking about it, and I think why not? So I don't have a problem with what's going on there, and I'm not judge, jury, or anything about that. I'm just saying what I think. I believe Fancy. I do. However, I think that there's something amiss here because I was watching that, and that doctor, the doctor that looks just like that Gypsy looks like, that doctor, he keeps following them around. Guys, look, I'm going to put the picture up of the doctor, okay? There's a very strong family resemblance there. You can't take that away. There is a resemblance. Maybe it's not family, but it looks family to me. There's a strong resemblance there. And I think there might be that disorder or that chromosomal disorder. Listen, they said at the very beginning there was something, but they couldn't name the disorder until 2011 when another test came up. But yeah, they finally saw that there was a disorder. However, I'm the type of person that, just like when you're watching a trial, you're going to see all these professionals talk about this, to claim this in the case, to have that slant, and you're going to have all these other professionals on this side claiming this in the case for the opposite slant. And both of them are professionals, and they're not intentionally lying. It's the way that they see things. This chromosomal disorder is named in 2011, and they will tell you the name of it when you watch the GoodWives Network and explain it to you. It does go into some facial oddities. I don't know how to name them, but the angular jaw and this, but it also takes away from the fact that Gypsy looks just like the doctor. And he went to Missouri before Hurricane Katrina. He had opened up a practice there, but he continued helping Gypsy, who was in Louisiana, where he originally started from and where they met. And, maybe the reason why nobody wants to get into this is because maybe he is the dad. And then the meal ticket for Rod and Christy is over. I'm not saying that the stuff that's not in the files are not in the files, but those files are fucked. You guys, oh my God. And I kept going back to, she looks just like the doctor. Why is the doctor staying in touch with them? What does he have to gain? Well, he could be benefiting from the medical fraud, which they say is now, it's malingering, right? Yes. So malingering. What is it? Yes. And and that's by proxy. And what that is they just want the money. They don't want the Munchausen by proxy is when you are harming or acting like the person that you're caring for is more sick because you want the attention for it. Where malingering, I think I'm saying that right, is excuse me, is about financial. Like you're doing it for financial gain, which that's what Fancy believes. That's what was written in the medical files. That word was written in the medical files. Maybe not the way I pronounced it, but it's written there. And there's a lot of fascinating things that are written in the files, but can the files be believed? And the reason why I ask that if they could be believed is because even Fancy says there's a document that has 3 different dates of birth for Gypsy, not just the year she was born, written 3 different ways on one document. So, can you believe the documents? I think that they give a reason for the reason why. So, Fancy is saying, listen, her mother loved her. And she did have this disorder. And because of this disorder, all of these things happened to her. And here is a test that shows in 2011 that this disorder exists in Gypsy. And this is the reason why all of the medical work needed to be done. There wasn't an ill bone in Dee Dee's body. I don't think that Fancy's really saying that. I think that Fancy is saying, listen, there was some work that needed to be done that was legitimate, and it just took a long time for them to find out what it was. But here's finally the reason why. So they're saying in 2001 that they found that there was some sort of disorder, but they couldn't name it until 2011. Okay, that's so. Dee Dee was tested for this disorder, and she doesn't have the genetic. She's not responsible, and this is a genetic disorder. And Rod, when asked to do the disorder, when asked to take the test to find out if he had the disorder, he didn't take the test. And also, Fancy is saying that Christy and Rod, so that's Gypsy's dad and her stepmom, are blood related, and I'm sure that she's going to prove that because she says it. I would think that she'll have the proof to say that. I got very, very confused listening to the medical records, not because of Fancy, but because the medical records themselves made no sense. It was, to me, just a bunch of like postum notes, just kind of put around by a few different people, maybe 4 5 different people, and imagine what that looks like. So it was just very confusing. And I don't, we obviously agree that this is not a reason for somebody to unalive their mom. They think that they again, ooh, the person that would have the answers, right, is Dee Dee, and she's no longer here. But I think that Nick is ultimately going to show us some stuff. There's also a few things that we do know if you want to just follow the facts. Facts are Gypsy knew how old she was. Gypsy knew how sick she was. She knew she didn't need the wheelchair. She knew she didn't need the medication. She knew she could run off. Gypsy's a liar. Gypsy told Nick, and I believe this too, Gypsy told Nick that he was the one to take her virginity. Well, we all know that she got lost at a Comic-Con convention for several hours where people were looking for her. People were looking for her. And later she was found in a hotel room with Dan in a compromising position, says Fancy. And I believe her. So, guys, I don't really care about the chromosome disorder because I don't think that there's any reason in the world that you can have the right to unalive your parent unless it's in self-defense. And this was not in self-defense. She could have left. She takes absolutely no responsibility. We've seen that. We've seen her play people online. We've seen her manipulate people. And when I'm talking about Gypsy, I'm talking about Gypsy. So she is one and done. When she uses you. When she's done with you, she's done with you. She kicks you to the curb. That's who she is. I don't care about any chromosomal disorder because, again, I don't think that that's the reason why she unalived her mom. And I'm just more focusing on the crime. However, it is fascinating to see these pieces come together because in the peripherals, there is a doctor that looks just like her, that she looks just like. And a reason why nobody's offering a DNA test. Now, that would make it work for Dee Dee because it would bring Rod close to her, which is the man she wanted. So maybe she got pregnant intentionally by somebody else. Maybe that is not her dad. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe there's some secrecy there. Maybe that's behind these walls of you're getting too close. I don't know. That's a theory. That's a theory. And I'm throwing it out there because we could see this. We could physically see there is a resemblance here. What do you think, guys? Tell me. My dog's having a blast here. Guys, I thank you so much. It means a lot. Please, I think we should support Fancy. If you can, then think about it. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you don't like me at the end of it all, you can always pull the plug and unsubscribe. I thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. Have a good work week. Take care, guys. Thanks. Be better today than you were yesterday, but not half as good as you're going to be tomorrow. And don't be anybody but yourself.